All right, we're going to walk through the Purebred registration process on an Android device, which is shown here. And in the other view, we have a web browser. So in the web browser, we're going to log in as a Purebred agent. Select the credential. This is making a mutually authenticated TLS connection to the server. And the server is going to provide an indication of who's logged in here. So the views we're going to see initially are for a Purebred agent. Users would not see as many options as we see here. We'll see the user's interactions with the site shortly. So in this indication at the bottom is the agent's EDIPI value, and that's going to be important when we go back to the app, which we'll do now, because the first step when we start the app is to enter that 10-digit value. So we'll do that here. Okay, and then when we click continue, the device is going to generate a new key pair that will be used by the server to encrypt configuration data that is sent to ensure that it's secure during transit. Before we can submit that value, we need to obtain a pre-enrollment one-time password from the agent. But before we do that, let's just make sure that this device is not already in the system. Since it's a test device, it likely is, and I can see right at the top that it's there. Just going to search for it to prune the list down and then click delete to get rid of that device. So next I'm going to click on the pre-enrollment one-time password link at the top, get a new pre-enrollment one-time password that I'll type into the device. This is 7641-6288. 7641-6288. So when I click continue, that's going to present that one-time password along with some device information, including the newly generated public key to the server. And we'll see here that it displays on the enroll view a hash of a self-signed cert containing that public key. So it starts off A1B5E1. When we return to the agent view and click to view our workbench, we should find this device at the top of our list, and we do. And if we look at that certificate hash, it matches. So A1B5E1, and we can check it out to the end, F08E. We know we've got the right serial number, the right certificate hash, so we can continue with the enrollment process by clicking enroll. And that'll give us the enrollment one-time password value. Now this value is time limited, in this case 3 minutes, and context limited. So it's only applicable to this device with this agent participating. So 4831-2999. So when we click continue in this case, the device is going to receive instructions from the Purebred server to talk to the DoD-CA to obtain a DoD-issued device certificate. So once that's done, we'll return to the site, click this link to make sure the enrollment was successful. Had it not been, we should have seen an error in the app. This just confirms it, and it was successful. The device status is now enrolled but not personalized. So we can go ahead now back on the app and click the User Key Management button. And that advances the app to this view, which is the only view that a user will typically see in an agent-driven enrollment workflow. But we haven't yet personalized the device, so let's do that now. So the agent can type in either the user's EDIPI or the user's email address. So in this case, I'm going to use email address and click Save. So now we see the device status is personalized but not acknowledged, and it's been assigned to an owner. So I'm going to close my browser now as the agent and relaunch it and log in as a user. So we'll notice when we log in as a user that the indication at the bottom has now changed and shows who our user is, and we no longer have as many options. So when we click on My Devices, we'll find a list of devices that are associated with this user. And most users will only have 1 or 2 devices. This is a test user, so there are quite a few here. Click to the next page. And here's the device that we're working with. So we'll click Generate One-Time Password. This attests that we're taking possession of this device, and we're going to authorize release of our derived credentials to this device. So the one-time password here is 33997913. So I type that in and click Download Configuration. This will cause the device to receive instructions from the Purebred server that include instructions to obtain a new signing cert, a new identity cert, and a recovered decryption key. Those are going to be packaged as P12s and installed through the dialog that you see here. Now the password for this is put onto the clipboard. So if you long hold on the field, you get this paste option. Oops. And you can install the key. So you'll get 3 of these in this case: identity, signing, and 1 decryption key. And then we'll get a series of prompts to install trust anchors and intermediate CA certs. Now, these prompts may not occur on all devices or in all cases, because in some devices we have an API call to install the cert silently, and in other cases the MDM may install the certificate itself. So now you'll notice that we have this Recover Keys button. So we have 2 buttons now, not just 1. This is to allow you to download additional recovered decryption keys. So this might be necessary if you've gotten a new encryption cert on your CAC, or if you want to use one of your older decryption keys on this device. Typically that might be your last decryption key or the last 2. So the process for that is the same. You go back to your web browser and click refresh in this case, get a new one-time password, 8158-8197. And click Recover Keys. And this is going to give us 3 prompts, same drill as before: long hold and paste to install the P12s. And you'll notice that these passwords are accumulating on the clipboard manager. It really doesn't matter because the P12s aren't saved to a file. And that's it. So at this point the device has a DoD issued device cert, and the user has a new signing cert, identity cert, and set of recovered decryption keys.